Hello everybody, this is Sonya and I'm just putting up the camera. Hopefully we haven't moved a thing because I think I got it right now. Shifted. Sorry about that. Now, I need to pull my chair up here a bit and it's not gonna, doesn't want to go, but it's okay. Now I'm sorry I haven't been back here for a while. There's things, family, stuff like that all happened in our lives, so we don't have the right to say we're going to do this and we're going to do that if we can't get it there. But I'm sorry, I'm here to try. I'm going to show you how to do some more pieces of work for your twinchies. Now, the last one I did, I think it was this one with the orange on it, and I was putting these beads along here, and then I just decided to put that one over there, and I'm really liking that a bit. You know, it's probably not going to go with the other sort of ones, although it would go with that one, maybe earthy tones and things. Oh, well, not earthy, but, you know, like things that'll go together. You want to put them in their sort of sets when you get them done. But anyway, so I think I've showed you how to do the rows, because I did, no, did I do the roll rows? I'm sure I did when I did the other thing, but I suppose we can come back to that. Now I've got this one here that we did with the little with the ribbon on it, that little twinchie. It had the ribbon and the little flowers on it, the lace and the little flowers. So I'm going to put a little heart on there. I was thinking about the little peg, whether I should put the little peg on there and the heart, because I like to have, like this one here, so I've got that little bit of timber across there with all the little beads on. I think that looks cool, different. It's texture and stuff like that, and most of these things that I've got on here are built up anyway. I was going to show you this too. I've had it for years and years and years. I mean, you can see by the elastic, you know, never really wore it, just wanted it because there's these tiny little thongs on there, and I'm going to cut it up today. Well, I don't have to cut it because I might have to cut it now. This bit off here, because it doesn't actually go thread through. It must be sealed there some way. Maybe it is. Thread through it. It doesn't move though, so I thought it mightn't be. I'll pull this out of there, but I can just put a bit of glue on that and set him on here. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cute? It's just really too cute. I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to get the glue, and I hope it doesn't cause me any worry today. But anyway, let's have a go at making something else for our twinchies. I thought today we might try the little envelope that I did, because it's got a little bit of embroidery on it too. I might have to do a few tutorials, I think, because I have a few different, I have a lot of different stitches and things that I'd like to look at. That isn't that cute? See, well, I love these tiny things, so I have still got a couple more there that I can put on when I take them off. This has just been laying around in a box, and I fished out some things the other day and I found it, I think. Well, I did. So you can tell that the elastic's really old. I've probably had it for about 15 years or more, you know, but they are so gorgeous. Anyway, I don't know if it was an Avon thing. Could have been. I don't know. So stop playing around with that, Sonya. And you can get little bits from anywhere, you know, to put on your little twinchies, like everybody realises that, I'm sure. Now, I won't actually finish that one just yet, because sometimes you can't sort of work on what you really want it to do, if you understand. I mean, I just don't sort of think I can find the right thing for it yet. So today I'm going to show you how I did the little envelope, which is not hard at all. Just needed something. I've got some serviette doily things, or whatever you call them, down here. And I did that so it's not too dark. I want something that's in my drawer. I actually am. See, I've got things in the drawer. That's good, isn't it, that I have them in the drawer? I suppose I could use this one. It's got a trim. I'm going to show you this little one here. And he opens up, see? Isn't that cool? That's one there, so I was going to show you how I made that. And that's not the right sort of thing. I need something that's not too, well, as per usual. I thought I was ready. Maybe I should do a bit of beading for a minute until I find the right serviette to do this with. Something with too bigger. You don't want anything with too bigger things on it, like things. I'll say that. Oh dear. Okay, so if you're still watching me, I suppose everybody got disheartened through that. Hang on a second, this will work. This will work, this one here. This is a nice one. This is just the thing, actually, to make it with. Now I need a piece that's not going to interfere too much with on the other pictures on here. So we're going to cut this piece out here. And here, well, everybody knows how to make an envelope, I'm sure. But this is what I did, and I stitched mine because I wanted to. I did that yet again, blanket stitch around the outside, but we need to get away from that and let's teach us how to make something else. Yeah, other stitches are a good idea. Right, now you got to decide how big you want it to be, and I'd say I can make 2 out of this. Real easy. Make 2 little envelopes. Cut it nice and straight, Sonya. I'm here. Oh, hubby's in there in the cold, because it's cold, painting away. The cupboard, as my daughter calls it, the smallest room in the house. It's actually where my sunroom was. He's in there painting it up now for the spare room. I said to him, oh, I could move back now, but I can't. He said, no, I'm not. I don't know what it is. I feel a little bit out of sorts in here, and I don't know why. I'm not used to it, I guess. Just cut down there. So all you need to have is just a strip like that. And all I did was just fold it over. And that's probably not straight, but I'll give it a, because it won't be fraying anywhere. Maybe I made it just a tiny bit too big. I think I'll bring it down a bit, eh? Because we want it to go on a twinchie, and that's going to take up the whole twinchie. Now let's see what we're going to do. Now we're going to cut that down further. So I need wasting bits of, but not, because I can stick it onto something else. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about that because we can use it for something else. So what I'll do here, when I get the length of the thing and the size that I want to do, alright, so that's going to be it there. I want to turn that up that far, and then this is going to come down here, right? So that's going to be a bit shorter than that bit. So then I'm going to turn this over like this. So I get my 2 sides the same, and then cut it from where it's going to. This is the flap of the little envelope, okay? So when it turns over like that, it's coming into this edge, so you can see that's what it is, okay? That's all I did, and then I stitched around the edge of it, okay? Now I showed you how to do blanket stitch, so if you just wanted to go and do a little envelope like that, put blanket stitch around him, and then you can get a little something and sit on there, which would probably be a little tiny button would be a good thing to put on it, because that's what I put on the other one anyway, but it's up to you what you use. But that's all I did. It's just a piece of get yourself a really sharp needle, because you don't want it pulling at what you're doing. I probably have mentioned that a few times. I'm sorry if I'm over repeating myself, but we need to know, don't we, the right way. That is a big button. It's going. I didn't want to tip them out because then I've got to pick them up, but that's okay. We'll do it. We can do this. I've already been and gone back to sleep today, which is really weird, because usually when I get up I stay up and I'm going along, but I don't know if it's because it's cold or what, but I had to go back. I slept on the lounge. I didn't actually go back to bed. That's still too big. We need this size here, but I guess I can put the red one on. There you go. And you could stitch around the outside in a thread that would match up with your red button. If you had a red button, you'd use red thread to go around there, embroidery thread, or the pearl thread that I've been using, which is actually, oh well, it's like a crochet thread anyway. I've showed that previously too. This is the sort of thing that I'm using to work with in all different sorts of colours. So that's how you do the little envelope. So now I'm going to show you how to do a beaded flower, I think, and a couple more stitches. Okay, so and a beaded flower. Alright, there we go. You would have thought I'd have turned the heater on in here, but you don't want me dozing off again. It won't be good. That's probably what's making me sleep, having the heater on. Now, we need a piece of material. I suppose I'm going to do it on here because we are working on twinchies, aren't we? So your fabric can be whatever sort you like, but I use the calico, like I said, because I fray it. Now you'll need some beads, and I'm going to do red. It's not going to go with the thing that we've got, but like any of these things I'm working on here, but it doesn't matter because I want you to see how it works. And I think if it's too light, you might not be able to see it probably, I don't know. But you'll need about 5 of these ones, and these ones are about, I don't know what size they are now. I can't think of that. Oh dear. But anyway, you need a few of those little beads. It doesn't really matter what size you use because that's up to you. Now, in I say reality, but in other things that you do when you bead things, I like to do this. I don't know whether anybody else thinks that this is how you should do it or not, but this is my idea on it, that you put something behind it, you know, like this wadding, piece of wadding that I just cut off there, I put behind it because I want it to, I don't know, look good. And this is very thin. This is all going to be there'll be something put all behind the back of these after too, but while you're doing them you can put the wadding behind them if you like. I didn't with the other things, but I want to do it with this beading today, so it's just something I feel like I need to do today. So I need to put in the centre of that, I want a yellowy colour thing or something that's going to look, that you can see. Obviously, I'll put in one of these. There's a yellowy colour one in here. That's for the centre. Okay. Now, bead needle, and I had it here a second ago because I was just finishing off that, and I put it over here where it's supposed to go. Isn't that good of me? Isn't that clever? Okay, so now we probably want the cotton to match your beads because, well, the biggest part of them anyway, because you don't want to be able to see. No, that's not going to work for you, Sonia. Where's the... Here we go. We've got a red cotton, red thread. Okay, that was just me power thing, as long as it's nothing's connected to it. So we'll need a piece of thread, and because we're mostly red, we're using red beads. We're going to use a red thread to do this. Otherwise, you're going to be able to see your thread through there, and you don't want that really. I always thread the bead needles like this for some reason. Other ones I do the other way. But I guess these are only very thin, the holes, and you can't sort of stick this in my mouth and see if I can get it to work. Okay, let's try this way. What the thing is with this is I can't even see the hole in these things anymore. This is not good because I'm planning on doing a fair bit of this, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do it, aren't I? Sitting out there last night thinking, oh dear, I want to make this so bad and do some crazy patchwork in. And I'm going to show you some of that shortly today. I think I'm on a... Just depends. When you get on a roll on something, you just can't help it. You've got to keep working on it, don't you? No. Okay. I got a needle threader somewhere, but there you go, look at that. Now I'm going to double the thread and I'm going to tie a knot because you don't want the beads to get away. Okay. Now, if you just need to sort of have an area where you want it to go. You don't have to mark it. You can, if you want to, you can put down a little mark, but then you've got to make sure it's one of them disappearing ones that's going to go away. Now, I'm not going to put it in the middle because I want it to be over here, and in the middle, I'm going to put this yellow bead. Okay, so that's the centre of it. And then when you come back back, make sure you don't go back for exactly the same part of material, because we're going to stitch that down a bit better by coming back through there again, because we want the bead to sit up like that. Alright, now come up at the side here and thread on these ones, and we're going to see how many. Now if my hands have got gesso on them, that's because I've been busy doing fairy house things. I have been making things. Even though I wasn't in here making them, I was still doing making. Now let me see, we'll thread that on there, and we're just going to look at it and see what happens if we wrap it around. Have we got enough beads yet? No, let's have 2 more. So this one has taken the size of these beads. The centre bead depends on how many of these you want to put on your. Now this is well, I found the neatest way to do this. You can actually do 1 bead at a time if you want to, but then that's not going to. There you go, look at that. Now I'm going to go back up this one, the first one, and I'm going to thread them all around, go through, take the thread back through each one of them again. Now I'm not saying that this is the right way, this is, could be. It's something that I just do when I do mine. I will show you a bag that I did, but I haven't done it like this. I've done it, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so then you just go through them all till you get it really nice and cozy. Right, you want it nice and cozy, which means you don't want them all hanging off or anything. So you do that, right? Then you're going to go down through the back again, and you've got him over there. Come on, get back over there. Nobody panic if it moves, because it's not going to in a minute, because then you're going to come up on the inside as close as you can to that first bead there, and you're going to go down over the cotton, just over the cotton. You don't want this to be seen, okay? So you come up, do about, you can go around everyone, between every bead if you want to. You just go around there like that, and just keep doing that until you got it secure. But come up under the thread in the middle, so you can go down over the thread and sort of take it back down under that way. Make sure you can't see your stitches around the outside there. So that's how you put on a little flower, okay? So that's the little flower that we'll make. Now we can do something. Well, you can continue around if you want to make bigger a bigger flower thing, or you can just do something different, like, let me see, we've got red. Let's take the red off, because we might want to use a different thing. So a couple of back stitches, 2 or 3 I'd like to do. I'm sort of a bit finicky about wanting to do that. I need to do that with my there you go. So he's on there and he's not going anywhere, so you can do that like with any colour for your flowers, make a whole heap of little pretty little flowers. Or we got this other one here. Now we're going to do these. This is not hard either. You need to get these sort of beads. They look like little petals from flowers, don't they? You can't see that on the cream background, I don't think. I wasn't thinking about that, was I, Sonia? Let me see. I haven't got anything. Oh, come on. I've been doing fairy house things. I've got fairy house stuff about. I've got a piece of paper here that will work behind it. Now you can see them anyway, really, can't you? So they look like that. See? That's those ones. And here comes me cat. She's okay. She has a separation anxiety disorder, we say. She doesn't like one because my husband's in the other room and I'm in here. She's in the hallway or out in the lounge room, and she doesn't want to be separated, but we can't have her where he's painting, and we can't have her in here with me when I'm doing this, because it's just not going to work for us. And I bet you he comes and gets her and takes her away. I hope he does anyway. So anyhow, now let's see what we're going to do with these ones. And we need 5 at least, because you want petals. So you want 5 petals. So in the centre of this one, we could probably use the same little bead. We're going to pick these up. Whoops. I probably need 5 of them. One's joined together. I'll just put a few extras over there just in case. It just depends on what you do, you know, how many you need to put in there, what you use for the centre. I'm going to get one of these again. I don't know if that's big enough. Let's try something a bit bigger than that. This one's going to have a green middle in it. Doesn't matter, looks okay to me. Right, now, you know what, doing this on felt is actually a good idea, but then I find that my beading on felt, you need something that's not going to be bowling away on you. But I managed to get the, nobody panic, it's okay. I'm sure he's fine. I think it was a curtain rod. I don't know what I'm saying now. Okay, so now hopefully we're still in the shot, and we're just going to go to double thickness of this, and like I got the cream colour because that's mostly what we're using, and like the same one, like we just did with the other one, we're just going to put this one through here and thread that on there. Push that back through. Twist, just untwist it, and you can go through again and get it to lay down flat for you. Now, some people mightn't like it like that. They might like the whole part through the top, showing at the top, but this is just the way I would like it to be myself, okay? Now you want to put your bead onto the piece of material, like so. I won't make it anything that's going to go that far. So come up through right next to your bead. You want to be right next to this, okay? So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to thread the bead on, threading through. I think he's like a bugle bead, I don't know, because the bugle bead I thought might have been a square shape. Now line that up with what you're doing, push it back against your bead as good as you can, and make sure that you just take it down fair there near that part. Otherwise, if you go too far, the bead will kick up too long and it won't look good at all. Because I'm going to go around here doing this way by using the corners and the two ends and the sides as a guide, I might need a few more of these little fellas, but that doesn't matter, because, you know, when you say you buy a packet of beads, you get a fair few, so you're not going to really run out, are you? And so that's going to go there like that. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Now come on to this one over here. Try and get your work to be as tidy as you possibly can. It doesn't take much time just to be careful, and as you be careful, it'll look really good when you're finished. Really awesome. Okay, so that goes there like that, and make sure it's nice and straight. Now you can decide whether you want to put the ones in between them after you finish doing this one. Now, if you want to, you can just add 2 there and 2 there, or 1 and 1, and have a half a flower. You can keep going and come up at the side there, put this one on. Oh, the rooster's crying, the dog's crying now. Oh dear, I think that's because the cat and I don't know. Well, the rooster, the chook was clucking, I should say. So in between these ones, I'm going to put more. You could leave it like that if you wanted to, or you can fill it in. You can do these in different colours if you like. You don't have to have the same colour bead. You can, if you've got different colours. The green ones I've got there in this packet, they're a bit bigger than these ones, so they wouldn't sort of look right. I wonder if the dog's okay. Why is she making that noise? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's like, I haven't got a farm, but it's always been like that. Okay. Come on, get through there. I was just going to say too, the people that were sending something to Hazel for her birthday, it was really, really nice of you to do that. And I think might be today or yesterday that it was time for us to post them out. So if everybody can get them in the post, if you haven't already, that'd be really, really good. There. Now hopefully this is not going to squeeze them all together wrong. One to go. We'll put this one in, and we'll put another one here on this part here. And I think that makes an awesome little flower. I'm going to need another bead. Make an awesome little flower. And if you can just hang on for a second, I'll get up and I'll show you what I can show you in the next video if you like, because I'm pushing right up against there. And you be in charge though, don't let the bead go, you know, out of, there you go. So you can just do them, if you just put you can put a gold piece or a silver piece in the centre of that, and you can even make a good flower centre as well, that sort of thing, wouldn't it? Really good flower centre. I don't know if I showed you this before, but if you can just hang on a second, I'm just going to go and get this bag here. Spin around here. Maybe I can get it down, I don't know, it's up on the wall here. Got a stick. Okay, so they're all going to fall down. I don't know if my husband wanted me or not, but maybe he couldn't see that I was in here because I'm not on the chair. But then when he hears me talking, I suppose he doesn't know if it's to myself or what. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, there's my glue gun. Oh, that's what fell down. Oh dear, at least it's not switched on. Now let me see. Go back over here now and just drag ourselves back under the table. So this is what I've made previously. Didn't do it today, but all these stitches are actually done using they're embroidery stitches, but I've put beads onto them as I go before I do the stitch. That's a feather stitch, but it's done with all the beads threaded on. There's a cross stitch there, there's a chain stitch there, and I've done them as I'm going along. So I might have to show you how to do that, because I'm going to make another thing, something like this. I'll show you how to do crazy patchwork. It won't be covered in beads like this, because I don't know, it's a bit of work, but I don't think I'll do that. So just I've done this and I wanted to do something different, so I've already had a go at this, but I'll show you what I did, how I went about this. So I made these flowers here. No, there's the loop ones. I can come back on anyway in a minute and show you how to do a bit of a bit more maybe the beading with the stitches, or a couple more stitches anyway, and then we'll do a bit of beading. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. I don't know how long this has gone for, but I hope it's not too long, and that I've got you know, I'll put it up today. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.